You waiting for me to finish my drink, or?
Huh? No. What up, people? Welcome once again to the Disasterpiece Theater. I'm Mike. This is James, Arnie, and today we are talking about gravy.
It's delicious.
I feel like this was a tentative title that stuck.
You don't think they were like trapped in a think tank for hours and deliberating?
That was a huge waste of time. If it.
What I just said,
way.
or
no, if they were in a think tank for the title of Gravy.
What don't you like about the movie?
Before we say what we liked about it in general, the film is plot synopsis. James, go.
A group of people are working at a restaurant.
What is the theme of the restaurant?
There was a lot of Mexican references, but I mean, the chef spoke French, and he was wearing a.
But it had a hacienda feel to it, like the interior decor, didn't it?
Sure.
I feel like it did. We watched a different movie, guys. We're gonna take a break and watch it again. The owner of the restaurant, he's a famous Mexican comedian.
Yeah.
Is it Paul Rodriguez?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, it's Robert Rodriguez's dad.
Oh, really?
No.
Greg Nicotero and Howard Berger did the effects for this movie. That bums me out.
They had like $15 million. What do you expect?
It's true.
Budget.
But I mean, they spent half of it on music.
This was a talkie?
This was a talkie. We should have turned the volume up at some point.
Yeah.
And figured it out.
You don't really have to turn the volume up, though, to understand what's going on.
I don't think any of the performances were off. I thought they were all pretty spot on. And Jimmy Simpson is one of my favorite actors.
I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was pretty cool. The strangers meet blood feast. It's like, why did they do it? Because, you were home sort of thing. I mean, there was really no rhyme or reason why.
Yeah, we never really got an explanation as to why this was. They said it was their tradition. That was the most explanation we got.
Yeah, so basically it's about three psychopaths who break into a Mexican restaurant and they are cannibals.
Yeah.
And they take the workers there hostage and they tie them up and they make them play 6 degrees of... Is it 6 degrees? Yeah. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, and anyone who fails pretty much gets eaten in order at first, and then the whole rules of the game sort of fall apart.
Yeah, they don't really stick to that guideline for very long.
No. You were like, for you it was very tedious. It wasn't as tedious as it was for me as
it got to a point where it was kind of excruciating. I just wanted it to be over, and I felt like they were torturing me by just getting to a spot where it could end and then continuing it. Yeah, this is a case where we're going to have a difference of opinion, because James liked the movie and I did not.
No, I didn't like the movie. I just didn't find it as tedious as you found it.
Right.
I won't be watching it again. I don't have a love for the movie.
Okay.
I didn't find it as tedious. I laughed at a few spots. You didn't laugh at any of the spots.
I chuckled at a few moments, and they were usually Jimmy Simpson moments.
But the Chuck Barris guy, he was good.
Yeah, he had a few funny lines. But what really took me out is that the movie seemed to have no real direction, and I mean that both in the sense of where it was going and not to be personal, but a director. Like, it seemed like this movie didn't really know what it was.
Yeah.
Is it funny? Is it serious? Is it? I mean, at no point is it really serious. But at times
there's a couple of moments where
they
it got
kind of
dark.
try to get deep and dark.
It could have been really good.
It could have.
The concept was there. They had a lot of great elements that if it was slightly tweaked or maybe it was in somebody else's hands, it could have turned out differently.
And again, if they had spent money on a cinematographer and a little less money on the soundtrack, which again, you're not going to convince me that they spent anything less than half their budget on the soundtrack.
No, yeah. And the thing is with the cinematography, or the lack thereof, if you're going to be that generic with your shot and scene selection, I mean, just go handheld.
There's no consistency with the cinematography.
Yeah. It's kind of like a dream. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? It's like when you wake up from a cold sweat, you just had a weird dream, and you're trying to think back and put the pieces together to try to get some sort of coherent idea of what your dream was about, and you can't do it. That's kind of what this movie is like. But there were certain aspects of it that I did like. Like, the killers weren't they weren't cruel. I mean, they weren't. They had human elements to them. You know what I mean? Like, they cared about each other and people, and yet they had this cannibalistic fetish, I guess.
Yeah. And again, that's another area where it was inconsistent. Even the victims, it seemed like they cared about each other and really were fighting to have everybody survive, yet their reactions to people dying would be really varied as far as how intense they were.
Yeah.
Or they would come and go very quickly with their emotions.
I don't think anybody was upset about anybody's death. Except for...
They would be for maybe
brothers.
like half a scene, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
But the two killers, the brothers, two of the three killers, they had the most emotional scene when it came to the departing of a friend or a loved one, I felt.
Yeah. Which, and again, that's another, trope that's come to annoy me in kind of splat stick horror films, comedy horror films, where it's like, stop trying to make me associate and feel for the psychopaths. It's getting, in a couple of films it works. It's not always going to work.
Yeah, I mean, it works in Psycho, I think.
Like, and this is another area where I think that the film didn't know where it was going. Are you trying to make me think that the killers are the guys I care about, or are you trying to make me care about the victims? Because it seemed to not know.
Or it's saying that shit happens, and there is no direction or kismet in life. Just shit happens.
I mean, I'll agree with the assessment that shit happens, but shit doesn't usually include elaborate lockdowns with unmotivated cannibals. Like, that's not the shit that usually happens.
You're just kind of talking about the Sharon Tate case. I mean, that's shit happen. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, they cut her open and ripped the baby out of her, and
right, but that's a very unique thing.
Okay, I mean, the whole Jeffrey Dahmer thing, I mean...
Right, but also, like, there is also no scenario in which I am going to care for or sympathize with the people that murdered Sharon Tate.
I love Charles Manson. Just want to throw that out there.
Like, there's no version of that story that you can tell where I'm going to be like, you know what, they did what they had to do.
Are you a Charles Manson fan?
No.
He's a great artist.
Although I loved his work on the Hellbelly Deluxe album.
He actually wrote some songs for the Beach Boys.
I know he contributed to songs as well as...
See, that's the house that he thought he was going after.
Really?
Yeah. And, Sharon Tate and Polanski had just moved in, and it was one of the former Beach Boy houses, and that's who he thought he was going to get his revenge with. But Helter Skelter went batshit crazy. Is the Beatles song Helter Skelter about Charles Manson, or did he write Helter Skelter because of the Beatles song?
Uh-huh.
You know, Charles Manson didn't kill anybody.
Right.
That being said, neither did Hitler. So,
yeah.
they're the two most deplorable people on the planet. Well, they're not on the planet anymore,
But if we're going to go that route, neither did Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if we're going to go that route, neither did Jesus.
Jesus didn't kill anybody?
He didn't kill anybody.
No, that's his dad.
But many people have been killed in Jesus' name.
Yeah. But his dad is I mean, let's face it, God is the ultimate fucking serial killer. Seriously. If there is a deity, he has a record on. He won when it comes to body count.
You're gonna have just a shit time editing this episode. All right, are we talking about the film in this part? No. No, we're talking about fucking Manson again.
They hated Jesus. I mean, they didn't even want to. They didn't want to waste 4 nails. You know.
Yeah.
That's mean.
It is mean.
One thing for sure I know about Jesus is he had nice hair. I mean,
Gorgeous.
At least from all the photographs that I've seen. He was a blonde. The reason why I know this is because my grandfather had one of those pictures of Jesus that hung on his wall, and wherever you moved in the house, his eyes would follow you.
Did Jesus follow you?
Yeah, terrified me. But he had blue eyes, and he had blonde hair, a very nice, well-kept beard, almost like he had some sort of electric razor or trimmer. Because he had no stray hair.
He joins that beard club where they send you the oils in the mail.
Yeah.
And they send them to you in a wooden box. It's super fucking fancy. And
ShaveClub.com or something?
Your beard just smells like heaven.
Yeah.
And it's just as soft as all can be.
He was very light-skinned too, for considering the area of the world that he resided in.
Very, very. You don't use that club though. For your beard, you could sand a deck with your beard.
Yeah, it's well, you know.
I mean, I don't either.
No.
But I wanted to
be honest. Jesus was effeminate, right?
Very.
And
loved the cock.
Back to gravy. Don't you wish that they had been... I mean, they had several different dishes. Right? They had chili. They had ribs.
Mm-hmm.
No gravy.
No, I think at one point he was feeding him gravy.
It was soup.
So yeah.
It was soup. I think soup is a better title.
Yeah. But there's been a lot of things named soup.
Like soup. For one.
Yeah.
A lot of things called gravy too.
I mean, it's I mean, I had serious problems with the movie.
You were upset. I looked over and you were like doing this. Your eyes were closed.
Because we were at ending 3.5 at that point.
You were like that.
And I was ready for it to be done.
3.5 what?
The 3.5 endings.
What was the half ending? Do you think they should have had a happy ending? God, this is a fucking movie.
So that's gravy. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
A little extra gravy.
Alright guys, so that's our back and forth review of the film Gravy. I was annoyed by it. I didn't hate it despite how it sounds. It's entertaining enough. He liked it more than I did.
But didn't love it.
You're just going to have to watch it and decide for yourself. It's one of those we can't give you a definitive answer on because we're split down the middle.
That's what she said.
I knew it was coming. As soon as I said it, I knew it was coming.
That's what she said.
We're fucking 12-year-olds.
No, it's like 1:30 in the morning or something. And I'm drinking a glass of water, which hasn't happened until fucking 1988.
Yeah.
Was the last time that happened. You weren't even born yet.
Guys. Gravy. That's it. Watch it. Decide.
Oh, what about our Patreon?
No, I mean, they'll see the link. They'll see the link.
What about www.bbc.com?
Nobody ever needs to go there. Ever. I mean, some people might want to go there. That's their thing. They can go there, but I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the British Broadcasting Company.
Me too. And we don't want you guys to get confused because there's another Disasterpiece theater out there. And they stole our name, frankly. We're kind of pissed about it. So we have to go with DPT. And we just want to let you guys know that what it spells out, because some people might get the wrong idea. It's double penetration.
It's not.
Double penetration.
No.
I'm Mike.